Hello, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling fine? Are you okay? I'm going to be showing you how to make this fascinator. It's really pretty, right? Let's jump in. These are the things we need. We need a molded fascinator block. We need the bias tape. We need boning. We need a strip. We also need a glue gun and the gun as well. And finally, we need fabric flowers. So let's jump straight into the tutorial for today. This is 36 inches of the boning, which is 1 yard. I'm going to be cutting it right there. I'll pick my bias tape and I'm going to be wrapping this bias tape around it. Is it around it now? I'm going to put in bone inside the bias tape. However, just watch what I'm about to do. So I'll slightly trim off the rough beginning of the bias tape. That's optional. I just felt that mine was rough. Then I'm going to be fixing the boning inside the bias tape like this. So just pay attention to what I'm doing. So that's gum right there. After applying the gum, I'll just put it inside the bias tape. We all know that bias tape looks like this, so it's easy to just sit in properly. But if your boning is bigger than the bias tape, this may not work. You may have to apply another method to wrapping it. That's another tutorial altogether. Maybe someday I'll do something similar, but for now this is what we're sticking with. So we're going to put in the boning inside the bias tape and we'll just use our hands to seal it. Usually it's hot, so I prefer to always use a peg to seal it, but basically this is what it's going to look like. Now there was no special, I didn't particularly go for any size of bias or boning. It just coincidentally happened that my boning and my bias tape was just a perfect fit. So I'm going to be doing this all the way to the end of the boning. Now the boning is curved, as you can see, so I'll need help to hold it on the other side, and that's what I did right now. If you do not have anybody to help you, you can just put the boning on the ground and look for something heavy, put up on top of it, and it will stay while you fix the remaining parts of the boning. So I'll do this to the end, and then when I'm done, I'll be showing you what I'm going to be doing next. So now I am done. I'll pick the red strip. That's the next thing we're going to be doing. And then on the areas where we close the bias tape, those are the areas we're going to be fixing the red strip. So what you're going to do is that you take the right side of the red strip and fix it in the opposite direction. Pay attention, fix it in the opposite direction like that. Take a reasonable quantity. The quantity I used before was too small, so I had to do it again. And then you flip it down over like this. You're doing this to ensure that the beginning of the strip is not rough. So that's what I did right there. I used a peg to hold it because it's really hot and you need it to be strong as well. So you need to hold it to the peg for a couple of minutes so that it sits properly. So I'm going to be doing this as well till I get to the end of the strip. It's at this point I moved to sing for you, but I'm going to resist the urge to sing. But I'll sing a horrible music for you if you don't subscribe to my channel. So if you're still seeing the subscribe button that's red, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification so that whenever I post a video, you will see it. If you want me to also do a special tutorial for you, you want me to do something dedicated to you, just tell me, I'm going to do it. So this is the end of this right here. I'm going to be bending that one that way so it's neat and pretty. So I'll be covering it up right here. I'm going to be doing the same thing I did for the beginning. So just pay attention to what I'm doing right now. So I'll apply some gum as well and then turn it over like that. Are you seeing that? And once I do that, I'll just close it up. Hold it down or use a peg to pin it so it stays strong and stays tight. Wherever there's a loophole or something didn't sit right, kindly use the gum to make it sit right. But you need to be careful not to apply too much gum so it doesn't turn out rough. One of the things you don't want to see in your work is gum spill. Gum spill can be very messy. So this is it. I'm done with it. What I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be creating the patterns. Now, one thing about this boning is that you can create about any design you want. I mean just any design you feel like. So I don't know how to explain what I'm going to be doing right here, but I just wanted to pay attention and see what I'm going to be doing. Those right there are 2 10 inches of the covered boning, and I'm going to be doing whatever I like with them. So this is what I'm doing right here to the first one. I'll just hold it down like that. You can also go take it to sewing machine if it's the one that's sewable, to sew it together or tie it together however you feel like you're going to do it, or even use a needle and thread to hold it together. But I've chosen to just gum it that way because I'm too lazy to sew today, sorry. So, but if you're a beginner, please use it and try to hold it so it stays put and stays tight. So I did that for both of them. And then this third one, I'm going to be using it to do whatever I feel like as well. So these are the two right there. That's how I'm going to be fixing it, and I will figure out what I'm going to be doing with the third one, whether I'm going to cut it or whether I'm going to use it straight up. So I decided to use it straight up and not cut it. So this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to take the other side as well and fix it. Bottom line, I've started blabbing, so just watch what I'm doing right now. Kindly subscribe again if you haven't subscribed, and that's it. So let's pay attention. I will not sing any horrible music, I promised that already, so I won't, because you subscribed. But if you haven't subscribed, God bless you. It's important to always fix whatever design that you want to fix on the molded block first before you go ahead, so you don't have a case of it not sitting properly or it being bigger or too small or something. So as you go, always just pick the molded block from time to time, fix it on it and see what it looks like. This also can be fixed on a hairband just like that. So it's also important that you just pick it, fix it, see what it looks like, you know, do some adjustments here and there before you go ahead to complete it. So this is what it is I've done right now. I'm going to be using an invisible thread to tie it together to make sure it is very strong and very firm. We don't want accidents, you know me now. So anything that calls for disgrace and embarrassment, we need to avoid it. So I'm going to be doing that tight as possible. And after doing that, I'll just pick scissors, cut off the excess thread. If you like, leave it hanging. I know you won't. I'll pick the molded hard block, attach it to the hard block. I'll also be doing that for the hairband as well. So I'm going to be going in with both this strip that I have on top and the hairband as well. Both of them will go in together because that's what I want. But if you have trust issues, just fix it one at a time so that for whatever reason, both of them will not give way at the same time. But of course, we're very careful, we're very meticulous, we're very thorough. So you ensure that you attach it as many times as possible so that it doesn't fall off. So having done that, just do it as many times as possible. I'm designed to show you how many times I'm doing it so you see that you have to do it as many times as possible. I mean severally, you get right. So right now I am done. I'll tie it, cut it off, and this is what it looks like. It's beginning to get shape. Next I'm going to do to that one is I'm going to twist it that way and just attach with a needle and a thread. Yes. If you don't like the way I'm doing it, you can do it your own style. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'll just attach it to a needle and thread just because I just want the shape to be like that. You could make yours double if you want to, but I just want mine to be one because that's what I want. So I'll do that. After attaching it, the next thing I'm going to do is to finish it up with some fabric flowers. I went in with the needle and thread severally as well, but I don't want to bore you with how many times I did that because it actually took me a couple of minutes. So moving forward, I've cut it and this is what the back looks like. So I'll just flip it over like that, and the next thing I'll do is to pick my fabric flowers. So this is going to be the simplest part of this tutorial. I'll just get my gum, put it at the back, and then I'll just stick it down. That's it. On a normal day, one is supposed to be okay, but being the extra what Nigerians call oversabi that I am, I'm going to be adding more. But most importantly is because there were some rough areas. The parts that I tied were visible, so it's going to look rough and tacky if I don't cover it up. That's why I'm having to use several fabric flowers to cover it up. So sometimes things like fabric flowers and embellishments don't just serve as beautification items. It can also serve as an item to cover up loopholes and attachments and tackiness and roughness and gum spills and all the coverables. So yeah, I'm done with that. So it's supposed to be done and perfect, but one spirit in me said no, I should go ahead and do some more embellishment, and I yielded. But before I did that, I just covered up the part where I attached the hairband to the brim because the thread was visible, so I need to also cover it. You see, same thing I've been saying. So yeah, I did that, and then that was when the spirit of I am not satisfied entered me, and I went ahead to pick some embellishment stones. And what did I do with them? I added them to the heart brim. This is basically what I just did. I just put it randomly on anywhere I felt like putting it, and 3, in my opinion, was okay, so I just fixed it right there. And that is the end of the tutorial. I need to end this right now before another spirit of I am not satisfied enters me again. So this is what it looks like. Do you like it? Does it look cute? Does it look beautiful? It can be done in any color and rocked any way. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for staying with me. Thanks so much for sticking around. I am grateful. Kindly subscribe to my channel. Bye.